is the Band-Aid King. He's a real person here in Western New York, and his title is well-deserved. Teresa Weekly joins me now with this special report. Teresa?
Melina, this boy has been through more than most. His journey to become the king started a year and a half ago, right after his 7th birthday. Bill and Danielle Gworek are walking with royalty. Their son, Luke, is 8 years old, and he is the Band-Aid King. Why do they call you the Band-Aid King?
Because I bring a bunch of Band-Aids and stuff.
A bunch of Band-Aids is an understatement. Luke has donated more than 3,000 boxes of Band-Aids to Roswell Park Cancer Institute in downtown Buffalo. It all started with a sad face.
Because one of my nurses gave me a frowny face Band-Aid.
So apparently on the way home, he says to my wife, "We need to get Band-Aids, you know, no kid should have a sad face Band-Aid." And that was that.
Luke has needed more than his fair share of Band-Aids ever since he got sick.
He had been really ill and had what they thought was a nasty virus.
Bad colds. Sometimes I had to stay home for a day and I just can't remember.
And so they sent us for blood work the next day.
His blood has all the characteristics of leukemia. To get him now, get him to the hospital, we're waiting for you.
I just broke out in tears. I didn't want to go through it, and I told my first grade teacher, and she was like, "Wow, that's why he's been so sick, because he got cancer."
Cancer, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a diagnosis that redefined this family's normal. Luke has had to trade in his sneakers for sandals, giving up some of his favorite things like hockey.
I felt like really sad, but I knew that I shouldn't play because I don't want to get more sick.
You know, worrying about homework assignments and, you know, who's taking Faith to this lesson, or who's taking Luke to hockey.
Or now it's going home, making sure Luke's medicines are all set up and that I'm home to take care of that. And then watching him after he takes such medicines, making sure things are okay.
On this day, Luke is at Roswell for his monthly treatment.
And remember, they took a little x-ray of your heart to make sure everything was okay?
It involves a spinal tap, chemotherapy, a breathing treatment, and several Band-Aids. Anita is the nurse who gave Luke that sad face that inspired his Band-Aid drive. She hasn't given another sad face since.
You know, they kind of get excited now because then they can say, well, what kind of bandages do you got? And then, you know, we show them what would you like.
People all over Western New York have heard about Luke's drive through social media.
It's like bandages everywhere.
Boxes and boxes of donations keep pouring in from families, businesses, and schools like Christ the King in Amherst.
A bunch of great charities have been started by just kids.
What's Luke's favorite Band-Aid?
I don't know. That is a good question. Every time it's different. I guess today he picked blue camo.
I never knew there were so many types of Band-Aids.
Neither did I.
It was crazy.
I can't remember them all, but Ninja Turtles, Monster Inc.
I think it'll always be in the back of Luke's mind because, you know, it's not something that goes away. You think about the long term for him, and he'll visit this hospital or wherever he ends up. He'll have to visit an oncology hospital the rest of his life to make sure that he remains cancer-free.
A Band-Aid can't cure cancer.
They were like, "I thought you were gonna give me a frowny face Band-Aid," and then the nurses said, "No, because Luke gave us a bunch of kid-friendly Band-Aids."
When you're the king, you can take a Band-Aid with a sad face and turn it into boxes of smiles. Luke has less than a year left of his chemotherapy treatments at Roswell, and then he'll have constant screenings to make sure he stays cancer-free. But his prognosis is good, and he and his family have been working hard to get ready for the Ride for Roswell next month. They want to raise $20,000. They're more than halfway there. You can find out how to support Team Luke and learn more about his treatment by clicking on this story at WIVB.com. In the studio, Teresa Weekly, News 4 at 5:30.